Now, what kind of lesson do you think when she says she's trying to teach me a lesson? Did you say,
speculate,
Casey? What lesson did you? And again, you can speculate, and your lawyer will instruct you. Can object. But when you speculated then at that time, what did you think the lesson was?
Again, I'm going to object.
Yeah.
It calls for speculation, but if you know,
yeah.
Here's maybe an easy way to make some of your questions. Since all this happened, I have been focused on an end result. Don't care who, what, how, whatever. All I need to know is the nuts and bolts of where she is and how I can find her and bring her home, Kaylee. So,
do you believe as well? Go ahead. I'm gonna.
No, go ahead. I lost my train of thought. Go ahead.
What did? Did Casey ever tell you? I mean, you speculated about what you thought that this meant. Did Casey ever tell you what she thought the lesson was that was trying to be taught to her?
No, not that I can recall. No.
Okay. So you had this conversation. You've talked about for the first time Zenaida Gonzalez without cameras rolling or tapes and being recorded, and you're hearing about it. Did you at that time think to yourself, there may not be a Zenaida Gonzalez?
No.
I mean, there wasn't a doubt in your mind or any doubt?
With everything that my sister was telling me, I was following it to the letter. So as an investigator would do, you need to listen, take everything in, and yes, I believe what she was telling me was accurate.
But the question is, there wasn't a doubt in your mind that this just doesn't seem to be adding up?
No.
Now, one of the things that I think that everybody that's been watching this case from afar.
Which case are you talking about?
The investigation of the disappearance of your niece is. I think we all have look at you and have commend you for everything that you've done and before and after. And one of the things I want to find out about is before this conversation. That when she came home from jail, what all were you doing? And when you mentioned that you were conducting your own investigation.
Absolutely, I was working hand in hand with law enforcement, the FBI, private investigators. I was not working. My entire day and night was dedicated to running down anything and talking to anybody that I could talk to. That's what I was doing.
Did you take a leave of absence from your job? That's a yes.
Yes.
Sorry. So you were working around the clock. Did you actually ever go out and search into the woods or?
There's no reason to search in the woods. Kaylee was alive, so we're looking for her alive.
Yeah. You never. In your investigation, you never thought there could be a chance that she was not alive?
No. Never had any indication of that whatsoever.
Because you believe she was with Zenaida?
Or with somebody, and I was going to find her.
Prior to her coming home, can you tell me some of the people that you talked to by name when you were conducting this investigation?
Wow. Tons. I have probably hundreds of friends. My sister has hundreds of friends. I would have talked to anybody and everybody that I could get a hold of. Yeah. Have you seen my sister lately? What was her demeanor? Have you talked to her? Have you seen Kaylee lately? Have you ever heard this name? Well,
let's talk. Let's talk about this for a minute. and do it in sequence of time so it's fair to you. When was the first date that you suspected that Kaylee was missing?
Not until July 15th, when my sister said, I haven't seen Kaylee in 31 days. And, I take it back. That was the first night that I heard Zenaida Fernandez-Gonzalez, because I remember writing it down on the...
But the question is, the question is,
to the cops.
According to Casey, what date did she last see?
At the time, she said, Casey never gave a date to me. She always said 31 days, specifically 31 days. My mother said June 9th. She was wrong. It was actually June 15th. My sister ended up saying June 9th because she heard my mom say it probably 50 times that night. So that's why it just ran together. But even on a calendar, you can go back and count 31 days, and it was the 15th of June.
Your mom at one time said the last time that anyone saw Kaylee was June 9th?
Yeah, she was mistaken on that for a good, week or two. She was wrong.
Why do you think she was wrong? How did she make that mistake?
She screwed up her calendar or something. She had taken time off of work around that time. Her birthday. She took time off of work around that time. They went and visited my grandfather, and she just got her weekends. She just missed it. She got the weekends wrong. So.
All right, let me just do some logistics. Where was Kaylee and Casey living in May of 2008?
Home with my folks.
Okay. How long had they lived there, home with your folks?
Casey has never lived anywhere other than our residence. Same thing with Kaylee.
Okay. So Kaylee was born, and she came home to that house on Hope Spring.
Yes.
And she and Casey resided there until
until June.
Do you know who the father of Kaylee?
I do not know with 100%.
Certify. You don't have to answer that question.
Okay.
And for the basis?
Basis is it's irrelevant to the defamation suit.
Well, the relevance would be, could that person have had something to do with the disappearance?
Again, if you want to go before the judge, you can go before the judge, but I'm certifying the question because, again, I don't think it has any relevance.
You're instructed not to answer it.
That's correct.
And we respect that.
We don't agree with it.
Yeah. We don't agree with it. We'll take it. Because one of the things for us is, we have our burden to prove our case, but part of our burden, is, this is the person who the police questioned. This is Zenaida Gonzalez here. And if we're able to prove who actually had the child, that's part of our case as well. That's part of our duty as well. And that's why I was asking that question, never to be offensive, but that there could be someone else out there.
In all due respect, you're not going to find that answer from me. I would have kicked that door down a long time ago myself.
Thank you.
That's as blunt as I can say. If I ever had any indication on who ever had Kaylee, anybody, the President of the United States down, all I needed was a name, I would have kicked.
Well, obviously, the first place people would look are at parents.
Yeah.
And there's a mom, and there's a dad, and obviously there's a mom and a dad. So that's why. So
Yep.
And you've been instructed not to answer, and we understand. Now, it's your understanding that the last day that Kaylee was at your parents' house was on June 15th?
That is my understanding. Or the morning of the 16th, whichever that Monday was. I'm pretty sure Monday was June 16th. So she would have left, I believe, my father remembers it was by noon, so that's always the information I go off of.
When was the last time you ever saw your niece?
It would have been the week of my mom's birthday, so the first week of June. Probably around the 6th or so.
Okay. You okay?
Yeah, I actually have, can we get off the record for just a second? I just have somewhere to be at 10:30, so I don't know how much longer you have. A lot longer to go.
Time is 9:43. We're back on record.
So the last time that you saw Kaylee was the week of the first week in June.
Yes.